great. Happy New Year to all.
You as well.
We haven't seen you since the New Year. Huh? So Happy New Year.
2024.
Anybody make it up till midnight? Seriously? How old are you?
26.
Oh my God.
Did you make it? Did you make it?
No, but I'm 61.
You don't look
At age
it.
26, I guarantee you I made it to midnight back then, so.
With the Big 12 game opener coming up, health-wise, sick-wise, how are you guys? And health-wise and sickness, how are you guys? And how do you feel leading up to the game?
Sickness-wise, I think we're good. I haven't detected anybody, everybody's practiced. I don't think anybody's complained too much about being under the weather, so, knock on wood, anything can happen tomorrow, but I think health-wise, we're in good shape.
One of the things TCU brings to the table is the transition offense. Just how do you prepare to defending is what they can do in the fast break?
Well, we tried to prepare last year, and they ran us out of our own gym. So, it's a lot easier said than done on how many you get back and the points of emphasis that you put on it and things like that. But that is going to be a big key, is try to keep them in the half court offensively. And it's much easier said than done because they do play fast. Jamie's done an unbelievable job of having their mindset to play at a pace that is different than anybody we played at this year. And the other thing is Peavy Miller, but primarily Peavy, is about as good as I've seen, period, as far as getting a defensive rebound and in 2 steps be ahead of everybody else and creating numbers. He's really good at that.
Bill, do you think someday when you're old, decades from now,
Yeah.
you'll look back and say, dang, 85% of your time at Kansas, you've not just been good, but you've won the conference championship in arguably the best league. Have you ever just thought back and fathomed just what that accomplishment means and what it's brought about for this program?
In all honesty, I haven't thought back like that. But these guys winning or tying 17 out of 20 in a league like this probably will be something that none of us ever sees in our lifetime again. It's a remarkable streak. My dad, he didn't ever say much, but he thought that was far more impressive than anything else that we've done or that this program has accomplished since we've been here, because it's over a 2.5-month period, not over a weekend. And that's something that obviously is much more difficult to obtain. You can get lightning in a bottle for a week. It's hard to keep it for 2.5 months. So it's a good run. It'll be as hard or harder to win it this year than it ever has been, just because of the competitive nature of our league. I mean, starting out with TCU, this team beat us 23 last year at home. Had us down 37-15, and Jalen Wilson made every shot. And we were still down 37-15. I think he ended up with like 32 or something. You look at our league, and obviously led by Houston and BYU and Iowa State and us and Oklahoma and Texas and Baylor and everybody else there. There's some, and I didn't mention everybody, but these are teams that are all ranked. This is going to be, I don't remember this many teams being this good in our league, but in the past, we played everybody twice, and so a lot of these good teams were only going to play once, even though I don't think anybody did us favors on the teams that we played twice. Iowa State's, 6th in the net. Houston is 1 in the net. Baylor is in top 15 in America. And then who else is the K-State and Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
So in K-State, will always be a monster game both ways. But to win it this year will be more difficult than some other years, I feel.
Bill, you talked about Ernest on Hawk Talk, but just in terms of him as a player, what do you tell your guys about what makes him challenging to prepare for, go up against?
Well, one thing that Ernest is not good at, great at, he can change directions and get out of a ball screen as good as anybody in America. He's great at it. He's great at it when he's with us too. I think that's one of the things that is very, very difficult about him from an athletic standpoint to match, because that is a skill, and he certainly has that skill.
We've got 3 freshmen that'll be a part of the rotation.
And he's a good, obviously, he's good on the glass, obviously.
We've got 3 freshmen that'll be a part of the rotation. What do you tell them about Big 12 play as things get started?
Well, we told them today, the first season's obviously over, and this, your basketball season consists of 3 different seasons, so to speak. And so the middle season is the league play, and it's obviously not as important as the postseason, but it's a heck of a lot more important than the preseason. And so, and the intensity levels ratcheted up several notches once you get in the league. So they'll get a taste of it, obviously on Saturday, but very rarely do I think it's something that you can, we emphasize it. I don't know if you can actually, get it till you've actually experienced it though.
And Kevin said you brought up last year's TCU game here. Just what'd you tell the team about that game for the guys that weren't here last year?
Well, we'll show them tape and all that stuff, but the bottom line is that I don't know the exact circumstances. You guys could look this up. I think TCU was coming off a loss that may have been, double figures. But you guys can look that up for me. And they come in here and they got us down 37-15, and that's with the game being tied 13 or 12-12. It was a beatdown. And they dominated us on the glass. They dominated us defensively, and of course, offensively they dominated us, and they shot the heck out of the basketball. But they were, they were ranked 14th in the country when we played them, if I'm not mistaken. But they were, they had a really talented group. This year's TCU team is different. A lot of the same faces though, but different when you talk about no Ball, no Miles. But still, you got Miller and O'Bannon and Peavy and others that certainly gave us all we wanted last year.
They lost at West Virginia.
They lost at, how many?
74-65.
Okay, so they lost by 9 at West Virginia, and then comes in here and
83-60.
and basically hangs, what, 95 on us?
83-60.
83-60, so we held them to 83 after giving up 37 in the first 8 minutes of the game or whatever. So.
Hey, every league has its style or signature or something it's known for. If you had to describe this conference in a sentence or two, what would you say the Big 12 is or is known for?
I think we're really, really good at rock fighting, in all honesty. And you hear people say that a lot, but it's a rock fight every time you play somebody. I'd say that as much as anything right now. I don't know if you'd say, do we play the fastest of any league? You could make a case, yes. Are we as physical as any league? You could make a case, yes. Are we as old as any league? You can make a definite case, yes. But I would say just fist fights, rock fights.
And this might get to your point you were talking about as far as winning it this year and how it's going to be more difficult. The preseason poll had Oklahoma and BYU toward the bottom, 12 and 13. They're top 12 in the country right now.
Yeah.
I would assume those are the 2 most surprising teams to you so far. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Expectations certainly weren't to be, ranked like they are. But, obviously a tribute to the players and coaches. All leagues have somebody that always emerges, always, it seems like. But you look around America, I think we have as many pleasant surprises as we probably any league in the country.
Yeah.
How's Johnny practice this week?
He's done fine, yeah, he's done fine, he's, we were asked about our health earlier. He hasn't missed any reps or anything like that. He's done fine.
Anything else?
Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Coach.